Have you ever noticed that in a world that is always shouting, always buzzing, always demanding your attention with a notification or a news alert, the most powerful thing you can do is just be quiet? It's a strange idea, I know. We're taught that to be heard, you have to speak up. To win, you have to have the last word. To show you're smart, you have to have all the answers. But I've learned that's not always true. Sometimes the real power, the real strength isn't in the noise you make. It's in the silence you choose to keep. It's a superpower that we all have, but we forget to use it. Think about it like this. When you walk into a room, who do you notice? Maybe it's the person telling a loud story with everyone gathered around. They have a certain kind of energy, sure. But then there's the person who is just sitting there observing. They aren't saying much, but they're taking everything in. They're listening. They're thinking. There's a weight to their presence that the loud person doesn't have. Their silence isn't empty space. It's a space filled with thought, with observation, and with a quiet confidence that is incredibly compelling. It's like they know something everyone else is too busy talking to hear. This isn't about being shy or not having anything to say. That's a completely different thing. This is about making a conscious choice. It's the difference between being silenced and choosing silence. One is a sign of weakness, where someone else has taken your voice. The other is a sign of incredible strength, where you are in complete control of your voice and decide when it's truly necessary to use it. It's a strategic move, like a chess player who waits and watches the whole board before making a move. They don't just react. They act with purpose. So the idea I want to share with you is simple. Let's start to see silence not as an absence of sound, but as a presence of mind. It's a tool we can use to navigate the world with a little more grace and a lot more power. It's the pause before the punchline, the deep breath before a big decision, the patient quiet that lets you truly understand what's happening around you. It's the secret weapon that's been hiding in plain sight, or rather in plain quiet, this whole time. And the best part, it's free, no subscription needed. I grew up in a place where you had to be sharp. You had to know when to talk, and just as importantly, when not to. I saw it all the time. The person who shouted the most, who made the biggest scene, was often the one who was the most scared or the most insecure. It was all a performance, a big show to hide the fact that they didn't really have a plan. They were just making noise to fill the space, hoping nobody would notice they were bluffing. It's like a small dog that barks the loudest. You know the one. It's all noise and fury, but it's not the one you're actually worried about. Now think about situations in your own life. Have you ever been with a friend who is going through something terrible? Maybe they lost their job or they're heartbroken. Our first instinct is often to fill the silence. We say things like, it's going to be okay, or you'll find someone better, or we start telling a story about our own experiences. We think we're helping, but really we're just making ourselves feel less awkward. The stronger thing to do, just sit with them, be quiet. Your silent presence says, I'm here with you in this pain, and I'm not scared of it. That is so much more powerful than any empty words. It's the same in a professional setting. In a meeting, who often holds the real power? It's not always the person who talks nonstop. It's the leader who listens to everyone else's ideas first. They let the whole team speak. They absorb all the information. They see the full picture. Then when they finally speak, their words carry immense weight because they are informed and thoughtful. Their silence gave them the space to think, to strategize, and to understand. They didn't jump in with a half-baked idea. They waited, listened, and then delivered something that actually moved the conversation forward. So we need to redefine what strength looks like. It's not about having the first word or the last word. It's about having the right word, or sometimes no word at all. Real strength is control. It's the control to listen when your ego wants to talk. It's the control to observe when your anxiety wants you to react. It's the quiet confidence of knowing that you don't have to prove anything to anyone by being the loudest voice. Your actions and your carefully chosen words will speak for themselves when the time is right. Arguments are funny things, aren't they? They often start small and then emotions take over. Suddenly, it's not about the original topic anymore. It's about winning. Your heart starts pounding, your voice gets louder, and you're just throwing words at the other person like rocks. You're not listening to them. You're just waiting for them to take a breath so you can throw another rock. We've all been there. It feels important in the moment, but afterward, nobody feels like a winner. You both just feel exhausted and probably a little bit hurt. Now imagine that same argument, but you try something different. The other person is yelling. They're emotional. They're saying things they don't mean. Instead of yelling back, you just stay quiet. You look at them and you listen. You really listen to what they're trying to say underneath all the anger. Your silence does a few amazing things. First, it de-escalates the situation. It's very hard to keep yelling at someone who isn't yelling back. They start to run out of steam. It's like they're punching the air. Eventually they get tired. Second, your silence gives you a moment to think. When you're not busy crafting your next comeback, you can actually process what's happening. You can ask yourself, what is this really about? Why are they so upset? You move from reacting emotionally to thinking logically. This is a huge advantage. It allows you to see the real problem, not just the loud, angry symptoms. You can then respond with a calm question or a thoughtful observation that completely changes the direction of the conversation. You're not fighting their fire with more fire. You're using water. Ultimately, by choosing silence, you take control of the situation. You refuse to let their anger dictate your own emotions. This is true strength. It's easy to get swept up in the heat of the moment and say things you'll regret. It takes incredible discipline to remain calm and quiet. You're not surrendering. You're choosing a better way to win. You win by preserving the relationship, by finding a real solution, and by walking away with your dignity intact. The other person may have been louder, but you were stronger. So what have we learned? That being quiet isn't a weakness. It's a choice, a strategy, and a sign of immense inner strength. In a world obsessed with noise, choosing silence is a revolutionary act. It's about understanding that your power doesn't come from how loudly you can shout, but from how deeply you can think and listen. It's the quiet confidence that allows you to be present for a friend, to lead a team effectively, and to navigate difficult conversations without losing your cool. It's a skill, and like any skill, it gets better with practice. This doesn't mean you should never speak. Of course not. Your voice is important, and there are times when you must use it to speak up for yourself and for others. The point is not to be silent forever, but to be silent with purpose. It's about adding another tool to your toolbox. Sometimes you need a hammer and you have to be loud and forceful, but sometimes you need a screwdriver, something precise, quiet, and deliberate. Knowing when to use which tool is the mark of true wisdom and strength. I encourage you to try it. The next time you feel that rush of anger in an argument, take a breath and choose a moment of silence instead. The next time a friend is hurting, try just sitting with them quietly instead of rushing to give advice. The next time you're in a meeting, make a point to listen to everyone else before you offer your own opinion. See what happens. You might be surprised by how much more you hear, how much more you understand, and how much more powerful you feel. This is just one idea, one story. I have a lot more where this came from. The world is a complicated and often absurd place, and the only way to get through it is by looking at things from a different angle, by finding the strength in unexpected places, and by remembering to laugh along the way. If you enjoyed this, stick around. I'll be sharing more stories and observations to help us all make a little more sense of this crazy life. And remember, no matter what the world throws at you, the power of silence and true strength is already within you. Trust it, use it, and let it guide you forward.